story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides on political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. In a major story, the federal government raises alarm on the movement of Boko Haram insurgents around Gaidam and other towns in northeastern Nigeria. Also in this program, a former suicide bomber blew herself up in a crowded market in Biu, Borno State, killing scores of people. The National Conference of the Nigerian Labour Congress ends in chaos as delegates allege irregularities in voting to elect new president for Workers' Union. And outside Nigeria, the Belarus meeting of the Ukrainian crisis has produced a peace agreement, the second from the same city after the first was repeatedly breached by all parties. The Nigerian authorities say Boko Haram insurgents have been massing up at training camps across the northeast in preparation for attacks in some parts of the region. But coordinator of the National Information Center, Mike Omeri, said at a news conference in Abuja that the security forces are fully mobilized to repel them. He noted that intelligence reports show that there was a similar movement from Bama and Monguno that came under attack. Omeri also released a list of emergency phone numbers for information or complaints on security breaches, especially in the northeast.
Recruits from such locations as Gaidam, Meri, and Dupcha to training camps within the general area. Previous major attacks by insurgents, including the siege on Bama and Mongono military bases, were preceded by such massing up of fighters in training camps within the proposed targets. This recent development, which points in the same direction, has been alluded to by the Boko Haram group in its recent boast about having a certain large number of troops to disrupt elections in Maiduguri. However, the Nigerian military forces have fully mobilized and deployed against the insurgents who are being chased and roundly subdued. Therefore, we urge the general public to exercise a high level of vigilance and also support the efforts of the military to ensure hitch-free elections and a return to normalcy in the general area very soon.
Meanwhile, there has been a bomb blast at a crowded market in Biu, one of the largest towns in Borno State. The explosion occurred less than a month after the Nigerian military killed at least 42 insurgents, including 15 Chadians, while repelling an attack on the town. Scores of people are feared dead, but security forces are yet to give official figures. Some Nigerians living with disabilities on Thursday converged on Abuja to lend support for President Goodluck Jonathan's re-election bid. They say the president has done enough for the physically challenged and other Nigerians to earn a second term in office. The event, which held at the Eagle Square, was also attended by top government functionaries who read out the achievements of the Jonathan administration.
They came for the rally in spite of their physical challenges. Some were on wheelchairs while others came with crutches, all in a bid to show their support for President Jonathan. But for this disabled man, this is the only way he can move from one place to another. They are concerned about the president's delay in signing the disability bill before him, but they are optimistic that if he gets a second term in office, he will sign it into law. After a long trip from different parts of the country, they could afford to have a sigh of relief that at last their voices have been heard.
Yeah, we're expecting a lot from him, at least to pass our laws, a disability law into the program or something. So at least he have already said that earlier. So, and I think this is the second time for us now give him the same bill. So we pray to God so that he can approve the bill for the physically challenged.
He has promised us so many things. He said he has promised us to be in the office, as at least some of us will be commissioner, some of us will be SSA, and those that don't have work, some of them will work in Abuja here. And I know he has been doing it. I know he's going to perfect it more.
It also presented an opportunity for Nigeria's health authorities to reel out figures on the reduction in polio case.
In terms of rehabilitation, through the Primary Health Care Development Agency, a lot of reconstructive surgeries have been performed on children, and this will be continued. And also, not only surgery, this little mobility equipment like the wheelchairs, like the crutches, will be provided. We're looking forward to collaborate with everybody so that we can make Nigeria great.
For now, these people believe that their lot will be better under a Jonathan presidency and are prepared to continue to campaign for his second-term bid. They also expressed hope for equal opportunity with other Nigerians to help them contribute their quota to national development. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
On the contrary, Christian leaders in northern Nigeria have resolved to back the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari. They also presented the former head of state with the Holy Bible to underline their support for him. The Christian leaders, who met under the auspices of Northern Christian Leaders Eagle Eyes Forum, announced their decision at a meeting in Abuja. Buhari was accompanied to the meeting by his running mate and other APC leaders.
Today, this conference center, today, Abuja, today, Nigeria, today, Southwest East North, by the grace of God, with the support of everyone and God, we are calling the whole Christians to come in mass. And we are declaring total support to General Buhari, the APC presidential candidate 2015 election.
I have no personal religious agenda, and I will not entertain, consider, or promote the religious agenda of anyone. I will not condone any initiative that seeks to promote one religion over the other. Neither I, nor my party, or any member of my team has any desire or plan to Islamize or Christianize Nigeria or support anyone with such intention.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has raised the alarm over a police siege on the residence of the Director of Media and Publicity of the APC Presidential Campaign Organization, Shehu Garba, saying the action is in line with the ongoing harassment and intimidation of the party's leadership by security agencies. In a statement issued in Abuja on Thursday by its National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, the party said Garba's residence at the NNPC quarters area 11 Abuja has been surrounded by armed policemen since 3 a.m. on Thursday. APC called on those who sent the armed security personnel to guard residents to immediately order the withdrawal and tell Nigerians what he has done to warrant such harassment. The police authorities have again reaffirmed their preparedness to ensure an enabling environment for a successful 2015 general elections. Inspector General of Police IGP Suleiman Abba gave us words when he played host to a high-powered European Union delegation led by its chief election observer Santiago Fisas. The police boss maintained that his men will utilize the 6 weeks extension in election date to fine-tune their strategies and material requirements. EU Chief Observer Santiago Fisas on the spot saluted the high level of professionalism of the police and urged them to provide a secured environment for the rescheduled election. The National Orientation Agency on Thursday lamented the campaign of calumny being carried out in form of advertisements in the print and electronic media in the country by some political parties and announced plans to stop the ugly development. The Director of Political and Civil Education of NOA, Ngozi Ekioba, stated this in Abuja at a talk show on the 2015 election. Ekioba, who represented the Director General of the agency, Mike Omeri, noted that the publication of certain advertisements, which was direct attacks on some candidates, rather than addressing issues, was a serious concern to the NOA. She explained that post-election violence could only be averted if the gladiators are mindful of the utterances being published in the media. The spokesman of the All Progressives Congress caucus in the Senate, Babafemi Ojodu, has denied claims that Senate President David Mark solicited the Senate's support for the extension of President Goodluck Jonathan's tenure beyond May 29, 2015. This was after the Senate President had declared the allegations attributed to Ojodu as shocking. The senator representing Ekiti Central said in a statement in Abuja that he only observed at an event that Mark's comment that senators should deliberate on winning the insurgency war before talking about the election made him believe that the elections would be postponed. He denied ever saying that the Senate President called senators to a meeting to request their support for the extension of Jonathan's tenure. Mark had also, in a statement, swore that he did not summon a meeting where the decision to postpone the election was taken. He accused Ojodu of attempting to ridicule his colleagues and drag the Senate into public disrepute. You're watching CoreTV Primetime News. We'll be back with more stories after this time out. Don't go away.
Your account is too low for this call.
Never get stranded with MTN Extra Time. You can now borrow airtime and pay back at your next recharge. Dial *606# now to enjoy the new MTN Extra Time.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Dose of Scott's Emotion, which combines omega-3, calcium, vitamins A and D, supports the healthy development of your child's brain and body. Scott's Emotion promotes active minds and strong immunity in growing children. New Scott's Orange Flavor Multivitamin Emotion.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're on to CoreTV Primetime News. A quick reminder of some of our top stars. The federal government raises alarm on the movement of Boko Haram insurgents around Gay Dam and other towns in northeastern Nigeria. Female suicide bomber blows herself up in a crowded market in Biu, Borno State, killing scores of people. The National Conference of the Nigerian Labour Congress ends in chaos as delegates allege irregularities in voting to elect new president. You can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. And we're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, Never Space and News. Moving on now, issues raised by President Goodluck Jonathan in his latest presidential media chat have started generating reactions among Nigerians. Some residents of the federal capital
Jonathan is a gentleman.
That the program helped clear the air on rumors and speculations on the electoral process. They, however, want the president to live up to his promises on issues of security and the general elections.
Jonathan is a gentleman now. What he said, he would do it. Even in 2011, he said so. So this year again, he said, no, let's believe him now. Let's support him.
In fairness to President Jonathan, the chat will not have come at a better time than yesterday. I have to also commend him for taking out time to address Nigeria, considering the fact that the political tension is so high. The speech, the chat will go a long way to calm down some frayed nerves. But on the issues he raised, something like sacking Jega, the media has now watched, media all awards that is going to give him 3 months compulsory, terminal leave, which he actually debunked yesterday. That alone will give the election credibility. For Nigerians to know that Jega is going to conduct the election is a plus.
Yeah, what the Mr. President said yesterday on the media chathood, I think he really spoke well like a leader. We are expecting him to speak. By now, a lot of tension, anxieties in the country concerning this election, postponing of election, removing of Jaga, all those things, manipulating, coming up from different angles, from social network. You hear all kind of story. But President coming out yesterday to clear the situation, we hearing from his mouth, make some certain things calm down, and people, as you can see from the view, I had people calling on the radio station that do whole programs. They were excited and happy about the president, how he handled the issues. He said that he's not going to, he have not said that he will remove Jaga.
As a president who have come out to say that he will not sack Jaga, and if he failed the election of 2015, he will relinquishly give power to whomsoever might have won the election. Let him stand by his words, because posterity will judge. If he won the election and he gave it successfully, if he won the elections, Nigeria will hail him free and fair. But if he lost the elections and failed to give the power to whomsoever that might have won the election, posterity will judge him, and history will remember him too.
The Kosofe area of Lagos on Wednesday welcomed the Lagos PDP governorship candidate Jimmy Agbaje to its environs to relay his campaign message. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was there and brought back this report.
The PDP governorship campaign held at Kosofe area of Lagos was witnessed by a large group of party faithful who waited eagerly to listen to their candidate Jimmy Agbaje. Lagos PDP chairman Tunji Shele says Agbaje is the right choice and a better candidate to take over the Oval Office in Lagos.
There is a Redeemer on the way. There is a Messiah on the way. And there is a man who fears God, who is going to deliver the people of Kosofe local government area.
Yes, sir.
His name is Prince Jimmy Agbaje.
The candidate Jimmy Agbaje urged the people not to disappoint him by going against his pledge against violence.
Pledge
On behalf of myself, I pledge on behalf of you that there be no violence for this election. That there be no violence before the election, there be no violence on the day of election, and there be no violence after the election. I ask you, do not disappoint me in that pledge. You know what I tell you? This election, we are going to win. Amen. I said that this election, we are going to win. Amen. So if we are going to win, I want everybody here to be alive to enjoy the benefit of victory.
The party also urged the people to collect their PVCs so that they can be able to vote for the PDP at all levels in the coming elections. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Voting has been disrupted at the ongoing NLC Delegates Conference in Abuja. Delegates accused the leadership of manipulating the electoral process in favor of its preferred candidate. Of course, Basiaye witnessed the early morning chaotic scene at the NLC conference, and she brought in this report.
Voting had commenced on Wednesday night and was still ongoing on Thursday morning with much ease. But soon, trouble broke out. Several delegates had raised alarm over alleged attempts to swing the exercise in favor of a particular candidate. Chants of discontent filled the air, and almost immediately, ballot boxes are shattered with ballot papers thrown into the air. At the same time, other delegates present are scampering for safety. This delegate claims he has proof of the alleged attempt to rig the election. He, like others, was not keen on mentioning his name.
3 leaflets, Ayuba, Waba, Ayuba, Waba, Ayuba, Waba. We kept quiet. We said there's no evidence for us to show. They came to us and reported. We said, okay, no evidence. We kept VG. We kept surveillance. Not quite long, a member of us saw another ballot paper containing 2 leaflets of the same name, which means if I'm to tick a particular leaflet, I want to read for that particular candidate, I will tick 2 leaflets and tear that leaflet and put inside the ballot box. That is what happened, and we discovered it. We draw the attention of the electoral officer, the chairman. He was trying to explain this, to explain that, and he also discovered that, yes, actually it happened. So that was what angered the members, and what you are seeing here is as a result of that. The Congress reaction, they perfected every arrangement to manipulate the electoral process.
It would appear that members of the Oil Workers Union are the most unhappy among the dissenting group. They say NLC has betrayed the trust of the common man.
It was quite unfortunate that the legacy being left behind by our 4 leaders, it has been spoiled today. It's seriously annoying. We are shedding tears. It's a fraud. It's the implication now that the trust being bestowed on us as a leader in this country has been bastardized already. It's quite a shame. A shame on the leaders. They have disappointed the whole nation. The whole nation has been disappointed. If we cannot organize a very coordinated election, what I was saying I never said before, we have been watching with kidney straight since morning that how on net just a union voted for almost 1.5 hours. Yes. You can check that one. Go and cross-check that one. Go and cross-check it. Enough is enough.
For one booklet, one person's name is going to be there. So they'll be calling the unions one by one. One by one. So everybody was calm. Everybody was calm. So that is all we have to say. But for now, we saw irregularity.
Less than 24 hours earlier, delegates have been convinced that the process would be a show of true democracy in practice.
With Labour, you can be sure That's what we call democracy. And it's only in labor that you see true democracy in practice. And that's exactly what we saw day before yesterday and yesterday.
After the disruption, oil workers can be seen leaving the venue of the conference in protest. The delegates' conference may have ended in a most unusual manner, but there are fears that the last may not have been heard on allegations leveled against NLC leadership.
The ongoing agitation by sacked members of staff of the Federal University Oye-Ekiti has taken a dangerous turn, with soldiers allegedly attacking the protesting workers who have linked the action of the soldiers to the management of the institution. Rashid has more on the story from Oye.
These workers embarked on what they believed was going to be a peaceful protest over their alleged unjust sack by the management of the Federal University Oye-Ekiti. But this was not to be, as soldiers dispersed the peaceful protest allegedly on the orders of the management of the institution. The workers, however, vowed to continue with the protest, not minding intimidation from the management of the university.
Good staff, senior staff in this school is an Igbo guy. I will never oppose that because we believe in one Nigeria. But with what they are doing, they are frustrating us. They are frustrating the Yorubas. Yes. They are frustrating us. Yes. They brought people in. Okay, now, we protested. Everybody, every staff participated in that protest. Now, they came up. They brought just 10 people, 10 letters that they were sacked. Those 10 people will be sacked. They left the Igbos among us. It's only the Ekitis, the Yorubas, that they decided to deal with.
The dispersed workers, however, after regrouping, said the injustice will not stand, while also barricading the expressway leading to Oye.
The Nigerian army to come and disrupt the peaceful protest. There wasn't any rancor before the army came. They came on board. They started shooting again today, and that was what happened on December 18 when they sent the Nigerian police to come and be shooting at us. Today again, they sent Nigerian army.
The protest leader, however, says the matter will be put to rest when all issues are addressed.
The protest is still on. Till further notice, on the school management deemed fit to reverse their illegal decision by terminating appointments of some members of staff illegally due to civil protest about our salary.
While the protest continues, the management of the institution still maintains its silence. But Chris Ukegbu, public relations officer, says the management is still studying the situation before making its position known. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oye-Ekiti.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says good governance is beyond the construction of roads, bridges and provision of employment without the entrenchment of good moral standards among the citizenry. Fashola said this at the pens down ceremony of the outgoing Lagos State Head of Service, Oluseyi Williams. Abiola Oluwole completes the story.
After 35 years of active service in Lagos State, it is time for Oluseyi Williams, who served as the state's 17th head of service, to bow out. At a ceremony attended by retired and serving civil servants, Governor Babatunde Fashola says Williams is a dedicated and honest public servant who gave her all to the upliftment of the state, but also added women's ascension to leadership position in Lagos should not be seen as an achievement. He urges Nigerians to see the current challenges facing the country as one that will lead to progress.
This is the kernel of my message on this great thing, that we can change anything in this country that does not work for us. When people commend our law enforcement management, our firefighting capacity, and our public service delivery, I am always quick to remind them that we did not change the policemen. We also did not change the firemen, and we did not change the public servants. What we did was to change our methods. What we did was to change our own attitude and to renew our own dedication.
In a valedictory speech, Williams says Her choice of working in the civil service was informed by the dreams of contributing to the development of the country. She called on civil servants to be more dedicated in their duties.
Public servants are the engine room meant to assist our principals, the political office holders, in achieving the objectives of government in every sphere of human endeavor. Therefore, we must not cease in striving for excellence as we serve the citizenry. We need to remain focused at all times, in all situations, for the decisions we make in the course of service go a long way in shaping our society.
Highlights of the ceremony was the presentation of certificates of service and gifts to the retiring head of service by Fashola.
Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole has promised to set up a panel of inquiry to investigate the Monday fire incident at Idiake Market along Guselu in Ego local government area of the state, which destroyed goods and properties worth millions of naira. Oshomole made this known during his visit to the market to ascertain the level of damage and also assured the affected traders that the government will help lessen their pains caused by the fire incident. Our correspondent filed in this report, presented from our studio.
Governor Oshomole, who arrived at the scene of the incident in company of Ego Council Chairman Victor Enobahare, was greeted with a crowd of traders, among whom were badly affected by the fire. The governor, having gone round the market, expressed sadness over the level of destruction and assured the people that those behind the act will be brought to book. He, however, said since there is no electricity in the market, it cannot be said that it was an electrical fault, but it means that either somebody tampered with it or something happened. He says the government will not abandon the people and will stand by them in their hour of need.
What has happened? And even though things are tough, even for government, but as they say, tough times don't last. Tough people do. So regardless of how tough the financial situation of government is, government will not abandon the people. We will stand by you at your hour of need. This is the hour to identify with you to show that our partnership is not only when it is good. It is not partnership over Christmas.
The market woman leader, Madam Christiana Okomina, who thanked the governor for taking time out to inspect the burnt market, said the cause of the fire is an act of sabotage and thereby appealed to the governor to come to the aid of the traders.
Comrade Governor, and thank you, sir, for the help when you come to see the market as you do so. Thank you. Only God knows what to put fire for the market. We not be concerned at this one put fire. And not be now we market woman, we know what we go do. Who put fire for the market? If he dey sleep, he not go sleep well. The man go the beat, but the bad brain do. He put up for suffer. Money one person no expect say go spend, he can't dey spend now. So God no forgive the person. Amen.
Meanwhile, the Ego Council boss Victor Enobahare has observed that the section of the market where the fire started had no electricity that one could easily lay claims to, thereby maintaining that it is indeed an act of sabotage.
Kaduna State government has commenced the disbursement of loans to farmers in the state under a partnership with the Bank of Agriculture, BOA. Governor Mukhtar Yero says 1 billion naira is available under the scheme. Speaking at the flag-off of the distribution of checks to benefiting farmer cooperative groups and individual farmers, the governor explained that it was aimed at increasing performance in this sector. Each cooperative has an average of 10 farmers and will receive from 2.5 million naira and above, while individual beneficiaries will get 250,000 naira each. The agricultural loans, the scheme has an interest rate of a short period of processing and disbursement. We'll take a break now and we'll be back with more on the Primetime News. Don't go away.
Which person can you carry?
I
Now we now for MTN
Catch Quest.
You see the look? Plenty people don't they win 10 million naira every week and 1 million naira every day. To win, just dial *170# for free and correct a who go wait you. Whether that TV or generator or phone, you fit win all for free every day.
MTN, everywhere you go.
On Business Tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria's Governor Godwin Emefiele on Thursday says no to panic over the slide in the currency. CBN Governor made this known at the Nigerian Stock Exchange when he visited to close the going ceremonial bell. Emefiele says it was appropriately priced despite a nearly 25% slump against the dollar in the last 3 months, and that investors should stay calm because the economy was resilient. He also says that attributed developments in the market to a drop in commodity prices such as crude oil and gold, hostilities in Ukraine, and quantitative tapering easing a lot of measures and has been introduced by the fiscal authorities to tackle the unfolding vulnerability, such as developing the nation's non-oil revenue. Non-oil revenue contribution, he says, stood at 75 billion naira in 2014, noting that it was expected to increase to 150 billion naira in 2015. Let's now join Sabena Izoko for today's stock market report.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go.
Hello there and welcome to the Stock Market Report segment with me, Sabena Izoku. The equity transaction on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today as the Nigerian All-Shares Index depreciated by 2.73% to close at 27,935.77 basis points. The market capitalization decreased in the same manner to close at 9.32 trillion naira. In all, a total volume of 411.56 million units of shares, valued at 4.48 billion naira, were exchanged in 3,491 deals. 40 oil top the gainers chart closed at 202 naira with 2 naira price difference, followed by Cement Company of North Nigeria, Okomo Oil, Earth Service, and Fidelity Bank. On the flip side, Nestle topped the losers chart, followed by Total, Dangote Cement, Guinness, and West African Production Company of Nigeria. First Bank of Nigeria Holdings topped the traders chart, followed by Zenith Bank, Transcorp, Eco Transnational Incorporation, and Access Bank. Before we wrap up the stock market report, here's the currency trade for today.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go.
Brown Uwana is standard by now for updates in the world of sport.
A very big thanks for joining me on our Sport News tonight. I am Brownson Uwana. The Super Eagles have moved one step up from 43rd to 42nd in the world following the latest FIFA rankings for February. Nigeria began the year 2015 from where they left off the previous year. And despite missing out of the 2015 African Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea, the Super Eagles went 2 spots up from 9th to 7th on the continent. Algeria crashed out of the 2015 African Cup of Nations in the quarter-final stage, but still maintained the top spot in Africa and 18th in the world. Super Falcons have claimed 100% ignorant to the Thursday, February 12 resumption date for the upcoming All-African Games and Olympic qualifiers. The National Sports Commission NSC Director General Bengai Legbele had directed the Nigerian Football Federation NFF to open camp on the set date for the African champions to commence preparations for the upcoming All-African Games, Olympic and World Cup assignment in March, May and June respectively. CoreTV Sport findings on Thursday, February 12 showed that none of the Falcons coaches and players is aware of the resumption dates as ordered by the National Sports Commission Top Shot. Belgium midfielder Eden Hazard has signed a new 5.5-year deal with Premier League leaders Chelsea. The 24-year-old signed for a reported £32 million from Lille in 2012, has scored 13 times in 36 appearances this season. Hazard, who helped Belgium reach the World Cup quarter-final last year, has made a total of 147 appearances for the Blues and scored 43 goals. Finally, on our sport news tonight, Didier Deschamps has extended his contract as French coach until the 2018 World Cup in Russia. The 46-year-old captained France to the 1998 World Cup and Euro 2000 was appointed after the 2012 European Championship. After helping France qualify for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, Deschamps signed a new deal until after Euro 2016, which will be hosted by France. France were eliminated in the quarterfinal of last year's World Cup by eventual winners Germany. And that's a wrap on our sport news tonight. A very big thanks for watching. I am Brownson Uwana.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Outside Nigeria now for other stories. A ceasefire will begin in eastern Ukraine on 15th of February. The leaders of Russia and Ukraine have announced. French President François Hollande said a serious deal had been reached, although work remained to be done. Thousands of people have been killed in the fighting in the east of Ukraine. The meeting in Belarus, which lasted for about 17 hours, was focused on securing a ceasefire, withdrawal of heavy weapons and creating a demilitarized zone in eastern Ukraine. Putin said the agreement also established a line from which heavy weaponry would be pulled back. Negotiations have been going on since yesterday. One document has only just now been signed by the contact group, and it's called the Complex of Measures to implement the Minsk agreement. A second document that is not meant to be signed is a declaration from the Ukrainian president, the French president, May, and the German chancellor about the fact that will support this process. It wasn't the best night of my life, but the morning, in my opinion, is a good one, because despite all the complexities of the negotiating process, we still managed to agree on the main point. And to wrap CoreTV Primetime News tonight, a recap of some of our major stars. The federal government has raised an alarm on the movement of Boko Haram insurgents around Gaidan and other towns in northeastern Nigeria. A female suicide bomber has blown herself up in a crowded market in Biu, Borno State, killing scores of people. The National Conference of the Nigerian Labour Congress has ended in chaos as delegates allege irregularities in voting to elect new president. On behalf of the production crew, I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there. Good night.